Okay, continuing with the lecture, so we can uh, come on with equilibrium as we have discussed previously that in we can calculate equilibrium level not just by equating AS and AD, but we can also equate and get on to equilibrium with the help of equations as we have done it before. I had explained you in overall terms that I investment is equal to our saving, and how does we arrive on that. Okay, so we will be doing it now in detail. First we will be going through equilibrium through the approach of AS and AD. So living with this right now. Okay, now as we have discussed, so whenever we are calculating equilibrium in terms of AS and AD, so this we count in ADAS approach, that is ADAS approach. Now there are two approaches. First is ADAS approach and second is SI approach, that is our savings and investment approach. Okay, so first we will be doing with ADAS approach. As we have discussed what actually aggregate demand is, what actually aggregate supply is, that aggregate demand refers to our total expenditure that we are doing on goods and services, and secondly aggregate supply refers to total production of goods and services, or we can also say that total supply or requirement of money or anything because we can express supply as a part of our output, as a part of our production, as a supply part of our money. Okay, so aggregate supply, and this is our aggregate demand. This is the gap of autonomous consumption, any autonomous part that we are determining here. So now how to get on with the equilibrium. Okay, when you are saying that E is our equilibrium at point of Y. Now, sorry, I forgot to draw this. It is a 45-degree line, as we have discussed before that AS is a 45-degree line. E is a point of equilibrium that is determining at output level Y. Now, whenever you are in equilibrium, how do we get on with the equilibrium? So for this, what we can say is as we will be doing with the help of a schedule. Okay, you can jot down with the same schedule also that I am noting it here, or you can just make it from your books that you must be having. So Y is my income level, C is my consumption level, S is my savings level, and I am taking I as constant at 40. So everywhere I will be 40. Now savings, as I can say that at first level, at my zero level of income, consumption is my 40 and my savings will be minus 40 because I will be having all of my savings. When I'm having 100 of my income, then I will be having consumption of 120 because still I will be having a bit of my savings here, that is minus 20. Finally I will be going to zero savings, where I will be having 100, 200 and 200 income and consumption. Now then I will be having 300 income, where I will be consuming 280. Then I will be having 400 of my income, where I will be consuming 360. Then I will be having 500 of my income, where I will be consuming 440. And then I will be having 600 of my income, where I will be consuming 520. Simultaneously, what will be my savings? Savings will be here 20, then I will be having 40, then I will be having 60, and then finally I will be having 80 of my savings. Now, coming on with the next part, that is what is AD now here. AD will be C plus I as per our formula. So now AD will be C plus I here, C plus I, that is 40 plus 40, 80. Then I will be having 120 plus 40, that is 160. then 200 plus 40, 240, then 280 plus 40, 320, 360 plus 40, 400, 440 plus 40, 480, 520 plus 40, 560. Similarly, I will be having as, that is C plus S here. Here it will be 0. Then here it will be 100. Here it will be 200. Here it will be 300. Here it will be 400. Here it will be 500. Here it will be 600. So at this level I am having my AD equal to AS. So this will be my equilibrium level where I will be under equilibrium. Okay, so whenever you are going with the equilibrium, you will have to explain it through schedule and diagram as well. This will make your question look much presentable and you will be able to score good marks here. Now next step, you will have to explain what happens when your aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. How will you come on to equilibrium, and then what happens when aggregate supply is greater than aggregate demand, and how will you come back again to equilibrium. So whenever your aggregate demand is much more than aggregate supply, that means you are somewhere here. You will be now your income will increase. As your income will get on increasing, you will consume more, and as well as your savings will also increase simultaneously. Your consumption, aggregate average consumption will tend to decline and you will reach equilibrium. Similarly, totally opposite in fact will happen when you are here. That is when your savings is more than aggregate demand. You although you will not be that is not possible in realistic situation, right? But when in order to come in equilibrium, what will happen is your say you will spend more, and as you will spend more, you will be coming back, your income level will decline, and as soon as you will reach on to equilibrium level. Now this is very much difficult in considering with the real economy, because it's never, I can say it's not at all possible that your aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand. But yes, in terms of money supply, it is possible always. If I'm talking in terms of money supply and aggregate demand of output, it's possible. So you will have to, what you will have to do is, whenever your aggregate supply is greater than aggregate demand, you will have to increase your aggregate demand here so that you reach up to equilibrium level, right? Now, counting with savings and investment approach. Now, this is again very much important, and we will be following with the same schedule. Just what we'll be doing, savings and investment. At this level, you can see savings is 40 and investment is again 40. As I have stated that we are taking autonomous investment. So schedule I will be taking same. Just what I'll do is, I will not consider this consumption level. I will take income, savings and investment, and at this level I will be equating it. Alright, but yes, you will have to take up consumption to get onto with savings, so you will have to draw with consumption also. Okay, but here I will be doing is savings equal to investment, not AD equal to AS, but yes, savings is equal to investment, and the diagram will also be not same. What I'll do is, I'll just rub it and draw the necessary diagram, because we will have to, if I'm taking approach of investment and savings, alright, so that is very much important that we are taking proper diagrammatic representations. And now, as I have discussed before, we have done savings diagram also. So savings diagram is like this, S dash, and this is my point where my savings curve intersect with my axis, income axis. And now as I said that my investment is autonomous, so this will be my investment curve. Here it will be S and investment, that is savings and investment, and this will be my point where equilibrium will arise at income Y. Okay, so coming, we will be having similar same schedule, but diagram will be different because here we are taking only savings and investment, and this part, as we have discussed, is minus C bar, that is this savings. um, okay, so again, what we'll be doing is, there is a question mostly like if you can relate into this, whenever your savings are more, okay, and your investment is less, and whenever your savings is less and investment is more, that is indirectly proportional to AD and AS. So what I'll do is I'll explain you, when your aggregate demand AD is greater than AS, your schedule that will follow is savings. Okay, savings is less than investment, that is this part. Okay, so, and when your AD is less than AS, you will follow savings greater than investment. Why? When your aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, that means your supply is more, you are saving more and your investment will be less. And other way around, when your aggregate demands are more, your aggregate supply is less, that means your savings are less than investment. Okay, whatever you are investing is indirectly a component of demand, so if your demand is more, then your investment will always be more, right? So these are, we can say that they are indirectly proportional to each other, that is, the relationships are totally opposite, and you need to be careful for this because it is very much important. And many times there are questions based in exams for these type, that okay, if supply is more and investment is less, if investment is more and supply is less, then what is the effect on aggregate demand and supply? Okay, there will be a question either on this, and they will be asking on this, and if it's question on this, then they can ask on this also. So and as you all have seen, now syllabus has reduced, so it is very much important to understand these concepts because the questions will be a bit twisted this time, so you will have to understand it very clearly. Now, coming on to what actually is our full employment level. Okay, and what happens if our aggregate demand increases, what happens if our employment level is less. So there are questions based on this also. Now, as we have studied about ADAS curve, now if this is my AD, okay, and this is my AS, right, 45-degree line is my AS curve. Now if I am saying that AD is this part is my autonomous consumption, and what happens is, if my economy is under equilibrium, that is my underemployment is there, so that means this level is my full employment level. Okay, whenever we are working with full employment and there are full efficiency, then my diagram will be this. But if my economy is working somewhere under my efficiency, that is AD dash, then my equilibrium will be determined at this point. Okay, so this is my equilibrium level of under efficiency, or I can say underemployment, and this is my full employment level of equilibrium. If my economy is overemployed with the people, then what will happen? My curve will be somewhere here above my full employment level at AD dash. Okay, so this is with underemployment and overemployment. Then we will now be coming on with multiplier, which is very much important to understand that how can we calculate with our multiplier. Now, under economy, if I am saying that my economy is working with the multiplier, then how can we calculate with the investment, or what kind of investment will be made? Okay, so this is very much important to understand. Multiplier is referred to as K. Okay, so K will be equal to change in level of income upon change in level of investment. This is my formula for multiplier. When your income increases, your investment is also increasing, decreasing, or is stable. That depends totally on the multiplier value, that how what actually it is giving you, what actually the values are giving you for K value. Okay, K is referred to as multiplier. This is the last topic, and also it is a 6 marker topic, so you need to be careful. Just listen carefully and note down whatever you feel like. You can have it a short notes or anything that you want to wish to note in form of question answer or anything. You can just note down with things that makes easy to understand topic. All right, so coming up with the topic of multiplier now. Investment multiplier, basically we state this K as our investment multiplier, which is referred to as a ratio of change in income to change in investment. Okay, so when your additional investment is made, whenever your income will rise. All right, yeah, as we all know that whenever we invest in something, your income rises, because more of people are employed and they will have more of employment. The other ones which are already existing in the employment level, they will have promotions. So whenever your investment increases, your income also increases, and that is many times more than increase in investment. So you need to keep in mind that whenever your investment decreases, your income also increases, but that is more than level of investment. Because multiplier works on what concept? In expenditure concept. What concept? Expenditure concept. So multiplier, basically when one person's expenditure is another person's income. Okay, what I am spending is another person's income. If I am buying a 2 rupee dal from market, then 2 rupee I am paying to the merchant, and that income, 2 rupee will be income for that merchant to whom I am paying, right? So multiplier basically works on this concept. And concept of income multiplier we can better understand with the help of a flow chart. Basically, for example, if I say that at my there are some rounds. Okay, under income multiplier, there is a round system. If I say that first, second, and so on, till I can count it as 9 maybe, that will provide me a sufficient, according to my example, basically, where I'm taking as MPC as 0.9, that is marginal propensity to consume is here as 9. Okay, now working with the capital multiplier, if I'm taking it as my initial, I am saying it as, if suppose there's additional investment of 100 crores, if I see that, then MPC as is 0.9, then when my marginal propensity to consume is 0.9, then what will happen? Consumption will increase by 90 crores. Okay, and then what will happen is that 90 crores will be invested somewhere else. 90 crores. Okay, then what will happen? Again, I will be consuming 9.9 of this investment, because that is somewhere income of some person else's, right? So 81 will be again consumed, and then that consumption will be invested again. So as I have invested this 81, I will invest, as my propensity to consume is 81 now, and then 7.2 out of this 81 will be again consumed, and so on and so forth. What I'll have is 90% of this is consumed here, and then out of this invested 81 is again consumed. Now this will be income. What I am consuming is invested also. Now 7.72 point something will again be consumed, and rest will be invested somewhere else. So similarly, and going again to further conditions, at the end I will see that my consumption will be 900, and my increase in income will be around 1000. Okay, so this will create my multiplier. And what else? If I say in terms of curve also, demand supply curve that I was preparing earlier. So this is my savings, right? And this is my investment, earlier investment. My investment now will increase to I1, that is C1, and this was earlier consumption. My consumption will also increase, my investment will also increase, and my equilibrium, which was earlier at this point, will be now at this point. So what I'll see, my income level will also increase to Y1 from earlier level of income Y. Okay, so this is how my multiplier works, and this is the formula to calculate income multiplier. Also, there is one more formula to calculate with multiplier, that is 1 upon. Okay, so that is 1 upon, I can say 1 upon MPC, or 1 upon 1 minus MPS. That is 1 upon MPC, or which is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPS. Why I am saying 1 minus MPS? As I can see that MPS plus MPC is equal to 1, as I've stated previously, and we have done the calculation also. How do we arrive on this? So this is all with the topic.